right, let's talk about what we know about Tommaso Cioni and why his name is being discussed publicly in connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. It's important to be very clear about where the detention is coming from and what is and is not confirmed. Now, at this point, law enforcement has not named any suspects or persons of interest. The reason that his name is circulating is actually tied directly to statements that were made by journalist Ashley Banfield, not to any official police confirmation, okay? On a recent episode of her podcast, Drop Dead Serious, Ashley Banfield said she has a law enforcement source that she described as impeccable who shared details about the investigation that have not been confirmed by authorities. Now, according to Banfield, that source told her Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, may be a potential suspect. Annie Guthrie, who is Tommaso's wife and Nancy's daughter, Annie Guthrie's vehicle was allegedly towed and impounded. Multiple security cameras at Nancy Guthrie's home were allegedly smashed, suggesting that someone may have known where they were located. Ashley emphasized that those claims came directly from her source and that the phrase prime suspect was the exact wording used to her. Again, according to the source, not official police statements. Hours after Ashley's episode aired, the Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos publicly pushed back, stating that there are no suspects or persons of interest. Claims circulating online about family members or seized vehicles are unverified, and that spreading unconfirmed information could be harmful to the investigation. But later, Ashley appeared on Megyn Kelly's show where she doubled down on her reporting, saying, quote, "After almost 4 decades in this business, I've collected a few friends at the FBI and local law enforcement all over the country, and the source that I have is impeccable," end quote. She reiterated that her source told her that more than one camera was smashed. The act appeared deliberate. Annie Guthrie's car was allegedly taken into evidence. Ashley also explained that in cases like this, investigators typically start with the immediate family and they work outward, something that she referenced from her experience covering cases like Elizabeth Smart's, for example. She said it would not be unusual for law enforcement to look closely at family members early on in investigation. Like, this is not new information if you've ever followed true crime. Though again, that does not mean guilt. Ashley Banfield also said that she and journalist Brian Enton discussed conflicting details surrounding the home. Her source allegedly told her that the back door was wide open. Blood was reportedly seen at the front porch, but not clearly along the gravel walkway. She questioned whether Nancy could have been carried out of the home given her limited mobility. Those points remain unconfirmed by law enforcement. So with all of that out of the way, Tommaso Cioni is Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, married to Annie Guthrie. They live in Tucson near Nancy's home and reportedly about 10 minutes away. Public information that is available indicates that he is a musician. He is part of a band called Early Black. The band's album titles and imagery have drawn attention online, including an album that is titled Life, Love, Love, Murder. Some people have speculated about Cioni's bandmates, particularly a man named Dominic Evans, claiming that he has a criminal history. He has a burglary charge that dates back to 1999. And a lot of people online are drawing similarities between the pictures that were released of the surveillance outside of Nancy's home with this bandmate, Dominic Evans. A lot of people have ruled out that they think it's Tommaso Cioni, like they just don't see the similarities, but they do see the similarities with Dominic. I mean, what a shame it would be if he really had nothing to do with this, if Annie had really nothing to do with this, and all of these people are going through such a difficult, traumatic time on top of being blamed for it. Now, none of this has been confirmed by law enforcement, and repeating these claims without verification does risk spreading misinformation. But the reason I am sharing it is because I'm seeing it everywhere. So I'm trying to combat misinformation while also respecting people's curiosity in this case and their desperate attempt to help, which I do believe is in good faith. I've hesitated sharing because these people could be collateral damage and have genuinely nothing to do with Nancy's disappearance. But the internet is going to internet, and so we got to talk about it